All right. So I'm gonna have my agent is calling me soon. Okay. Let me just tell him I'm ready, and he will call. Okay. See if he. Come on, brother. There we go. Hey.
Hey, good morning, Daniel. What's up, man?
How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good. So awesome. Let's do this. You tell me what you want to work on. I think you wanted to kind of go with the notes that we took the first couple days, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hang on. Let me do this. I don't need those. Okay. Have you been practicing them?
Yeah, I practiced a little bit yesterday. Last night, I did a role play with my friend, but so I feel like I should be able to do a little bit better, but I definitely need to like write them out probably more.
Okay. Not a problem. But that's what this role plays for. So let's roll through these um one by one, and I'm sure you probably gave a little bit of practice to it yesterday.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. All right, my friend. And then remember, when you get done with setting the appointment, I want you to roll and get right into the prequel. Like lead me right into the prequel.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Yep. Hi, Daniel.
Yeah, this is Daniel. Who's this?
Hey, Daniel. My name is Jacob, and I'm a local real estate agent, and we do a lot of business in your area with both buyers and sellers. I was giving you a call this morning because I noticed that actually came off the market today as an expired listing, and I was calling Daniel's obviously simply to find out when you plan on interviewing agents again of actually getting sold this time.
Yeah, we're not. We're just gonna keep the property off the market.
Gotcha. And I appreciate your willingness to share that with me, Daniel. And you know, my job is not to talk you into anything. It's really just to help you. And I guess I'm curious when you originally had been on the market, was there any particular reason you were even considering selling the home?
Yeah, I mean, eventually, my wife and I are gonna move to what area are you in again, Jacob? Mass.
Massachusetts.
We're gonna be looking to get to the Worcester area at some point. We have friends and family there, and my in-laws are there.
So the Worcester area. Wow. Tell me more about that, Dan.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, we had the property listed. We're trying to get over there. We have my in-laws are there, and they're aging a bit, so just kind of need to be closer to them. But it didn't happen, so we're probably just gonna refigure what we're gonna do.
Gotcha. And I can hear the frustration in your voice, man. I can tell that you guys really wanted to get out to the Worcester area. Outside of being closer to your aging family and your friends, was there any other particular reason you and your wife wanted to get to the Worcester area?
I mean, no, that's really it. It's just again, property didn't sell, so we're just gonna refigure what we're gonna do and see if this is even possible, and um, you know, figure it out from there. Everybody's calling me, telling me they can sell the property. Where the hell were they when the property was listed?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. And I can hear the frustration in your voice. And I guess if you don't mind me asking, what's your wife's name?
Lauren.
Lauren. Okay. And how does Lauren feel about the situation?
I mean, she's on board. She wants to move.
Okay, so she's on board. She wants to move in. Um, as far as moving to Worcester, because I know you told me it's pretty much you need to be closer to your family, your friends. Is there anything else that I'm missing that's important about the move, Dan?
I mean, no, I think that's pretty much the main reason. We just, needed to be at some point need to get closer to my in-laws. Is they're just needing a little bit more care than than we can give, considering how far away we are.
Gotcha. Sounds like you guys are real close to your family. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah, yeah. My wife's family and I are, well, all of us are really pretty close.
Gotcha. Wonderful, man. And I was just looking at just the house because I'm seeing the pictures. I mean, I don't need to tell you that it's in great condition. You're in a good area, and I'm just wondering what do you think prevented the house from selling?
It's a great question. I don't know. My agent listed it. We didn't hear from him very much, and then when we did, he was telling us that, "Hey, we gotta take price reductions," and, that well, obviously didn't make us too happy, so 6 months later, we still own it.
And let me be the first person to tell you that you guys definitely deserve better service than that. And I apologize that was your experience with your previous agent. And if if all things work out, and I was able to produce you say an offer within 30 to 45 days, what's your time frame of moving?
I mean, we would have to my wife and I would obviously have to, talk about if this is even gonna happen, and, everybody's pretty much promising us the same thing, which is what "Hey, we can get you an offer, so list with us," so, we don't know what we're gonna do. I probably have to talk to her about everything.
Gotcha. Daniel, I agree 100%. I'm married too, and the old cliche saying is happy wife, happy life is definitely true. And so how about we do this? Can I make a suggestion, Dan?
Yeah, what's that?
So um, I guess once you talk to your wife, I think it would be a great idea for us to get together soon. I actually live in your area, so I'm can buy is pretty easy. If we were to get together to talk about what it would take to get the home sold this time around within the time that you guys expect to sell the house, that way you and your family can get out to Worcester area, be with your in-laws and your friends. When would be a good time this week for us to get together?
Um, again, I really would need to speak to my wife to figure out if we're even gonna do this. We kinda both, talked about it and said that, we're gonna hold off on appointments and such for a while, so, I would really need to run it by her first. So why don't I take your number down, and I can give you a call back once I talk to her.
Gotcha. And so my number is 413-636-5352. And Dan, how about this? How about we just tentatively book an appointment for sometime this week for a time that works best for you guys? And then if the scheduling doesn't work out once you talk to your wife, you can let me know. We can figure something else out. How about that?
I mean, yeah, I guess that kinda works. I guess we could do that.
Okay, great. And do evenings or afternoons work typically better for you guys?
Evenings are better.
Okay, so look at so I actually have some availability tomorrow between 5 and 6. Which time works best for you, Dan?
6 works good.
Okay, great. So I'll pencil you in. I'll pencil you in with my big eraser. And now, Dan, just real quick, before I let you go, there are a number of questions I need to ask. My intention in asking is simply to determine how I can serve you best. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, great. And now I've only spoken with you, and I know you said that Laura is still interested in selling. And outside of that, are there any other decision makers or anybody else who's on title to the property that you believe would want to be part of our conversation when we get together?
No, it's just me and her.
Gotcha. Just you two guys. And
Yeah,
now, are you planning to interview more than one agent for the job of selling your home?
we are.
Okay. And in terms of what you guys have been looking for as a family, and my intention, provided the opportunity, is to do a great job for you. So specifically, what qualities are you guys looking for to be, or looking for the agent this time around to help you sell?
Oh, cool. Alright, so you're into the prequel now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alright, good. So let's take a break here because I like that you rolled in. Good stuff. Brother, this is eons better than when we rolled on Monday.
Oh man, I appreciate that because
This is, like, way, way better.
I appreciate that because I was a little bit nervous coming this morning, but I'm glad.
Yeah, no, man, this is awesome progress. I love this. All right, this is great. So this is what was I have some notes here. I'm taking notes as you were going through. So your confidence level from Monday to today is night and day.
Nice.
Okay. You feel I can this felt way more natural than on Monday when we were rolling through this.
Mhm.
All right. So I want you to know that. Like whatever you're doing from Monday to today worked.
Nice.
So this is good. So that I wanna preface it. You rolled right into each question very naturally, and that's gonna be very, very important when you're talking to these people, especially somebody who was listed for 6 months and now has everybody telling them that they can list their property and let me come over and list it.
Mhm.
So that's very it's natural, and that's gonna be one of your keys to really, being able to score appointments.
Nice.
Cool. So I wrote down a couple of things. Now, what these things are going to do is really kind of, I want to say, like It's going to like mold you into, you know, somebody who, when they say this, it's just going to be right off the top of your head. You're going to know what to do. Okay. First thing is whatever I say to you when I share with you anything, I want
Uh-huh.
you to affirm my response.
Okay, so affirm. So as an affirm, like something along the lines, like, I appreciate it. Should I repeat them?
Yeah, so I wouldn't repeat it. I would say, "Hey, I appreciate you sharing that with me." So if I'm hearing you right, or, "Hey, I really appreciate that. Hey, thanks for sharing that with me."
Okay.
It lets them know that you're listening to them. So,
Okay.
"Hey, is there a particular reason you're looking to sell the property?" "Yeah, I'm looking to get to Worcester." "Ah, that's awesome. Tell me about that." "Well, my
Okay.
in-laws are there." "Oh, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you sharing that." So it sounds like it's really important to to hear how every time they say something, I want an affirming response,
Okay.
okay? Just recognize what they said.
Okay.
That's all. Get into the
Okay.
habit of that.
Yeah, and here's one question too, because last night I did a role play session around like 8 o'clock with a friend of mine on the same team I'm on,
Okay?
and I'd like to hear your opinion. 'Cause he was telling me his ideas, but he also admitted like he's not in a position really to be authoritative over me.
Sure.
Like, we're in a similar position roughly.
Okay.
So like pretty much like when we're role playing, because I was trying to keep in mind like the things he was telling me, because I was kind of saying like, oh, like I appreciate you telling me that, and I was kind of like reaffirming stuff like how I was talking with you, just like, oh, so
Yeah.
you're going to the Worcester area, you're looking to be closer to the family. But every time he told me something, I was kind of like repeating it. He was telling me after the role play to him that he felt that kind of sounded redundant, so he wasn't sure on a real call how well that could go. Like, do you think I should not like summarize everything that they tell me after they say, or should I like just affirm what they say, and then once I get all the motivation questions out of the way, when they're like, yeah, that's pretty much everything, and then kind of repeat everything I learned
I
at the
wouldn't
end?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily repeat it. I just like to when I share something, when someone says, "Yeah, thank you for letting me know that," like, that
Okay.
it says something. Lets me know that he just listened to me or she just listened to me and heard me, because humans wanna be heard. Social media proves that 1,000,000%. All we want really is to be heard,
Yeah.
seen and heard. So, when they're sharing with you why they're doing what they're doing, just a quick, "Hey, thanks for letting me know that. I appreciate that."
Okay.
And then move on to the next question.
Mm.
So you tell me, "Yeah, I'm looking to get to the Worcester area." "Okay, great. Hey, thanks for letting me know that." So, I guess in terms of time frame, because that's really what's most important here. How soon, Jacob, are you looking to get to that Worcester area? What's your time frame on that? 2 months. Wow, okay. Thanks for letting me know. So, it sounds like if you can get there in, I don't know, let's say July, August, that would really be ideal for you. Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
Okay, great. Thanks for letting me know. That's how
Nice.
I operate, and I've never gotten anybody that says, like, "You know what? Don't do that."
Yeah.
I have not gotten anybody that says that. So, that's when I just say affirm it, like, you'll start to get into a natural, uh, mode and method of operation where when someone shares with you that, you're just gonna
Mhm.
naturally say it.
Yeah.
So, that's the first thing. Alright, so, um, some notes here. Ask the time frame after you get the motivation, just go right
Okay.
into time frame. It's a
Okay.
real simple, quick question. Awesome. So yeah, it's not you're looking to get to your in-laws and that sounds like they're really they need you guys to be near there. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so in terms of time frame, because again, that's what's most important here. How soon are you looking to make that move happen to Worcester? Now they're gonna say to you probably either yesterday, 6 months ago, or as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Alright, and then you can say then I lead into, okay, so it sounds like if you had an offer that was reasonable and acceptable to you in, let's say, I don't know, 30, 45 days, that actually would work out pretty well for you. Is that right? Yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah, and that leads me, into my next question because again, I'm just confused. I'm looking at a beautiful home here. What do you think stopped it from selling? Like, what happened? See how
Mm.
natural and normal that is?
Yeah.
Just goes right into the next question, like, very natural, very, like, conversational. I'm confused. I'm looking at a beautiful home. They're not gonna get angry at you because you're complimenting their home, and then they'll tell you, and then I'll start to probe a little bit there. How'd you happen to pick that agent? Did you know them? Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha. Yeah, that's normally the path of least resistance, working with somebody that we've known in the past.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, what was their feedback on you? Did they tell you any feedback as to why the property wasn't selling? Yeah, well, they told us this or, "Well, not really, we just didn't hear from them," and then when we would speak to them, they would always push in, price reductions on us. Wow, and you had a good response to that. Yeah, I'm sorry that you had that experience, you know, uh, and it was a good response from you because it showed empathy.
Mhm.
And then here's what I want you to do before you go into the close. I want you to summarize what they just told you.
Okay. Summarize. Okay. So summarize like the motivation and then
Not really
where.
the motivation, but really what happened with their property, because you asked good questions. What do you think happened? Okay,
Mhm.
wow, yeah, I mean, you definitely deserve better service than that. Mr. Seller, what you've been kind enough to share with me is a couple things I'm hearing pretty clearly. Number 1 is you definitely would sell the property if you got an offer that was reasonable and acceptable to you in the next 30 days. Is that right? And you're gonna be like, "Yeah, okay." And the second thing I'm hearing is that really through no fault of your own, it just sounds like you weren't getting the service you expected to receive when you listed with that agent.
Mhm.
So with that said, may I make a suggestion?
Mm.
And then they're gonna be like, "Yes." Then you go for the close.
So summarize what basically
Yes,
happened and then go for the close.
you're
Okay.
gonna summarize what happened. All the stuff that's my easy summary because usually it's that. The agent dropped the ball and they would still sell the property because they need to get to. And then when you close, the close is very here's the close. I want you to use this close instead of your close, because your close had a lot of I's in it. I want you to use this close because there's very little to no I's in it, okay? The first one is now you're gonna use I here. So, I'd love to simply pop by, Mr. Seller, see what your home has to offer in person, and while I'm there, we'll talk about 2 things very, very distinctly. Number 1 is what changes we need to make in order to bring those buyers through making bona fide qualified offers on this property, on this beautiful property, even throw a compliment in there.
Okay.
And then number 2 is your net bottom line, what you can realistically expect to receive, and now this is an assumptive close, when we're at the closing table signing papers to close. Because now in their head, they're closing, and who are they closing with?
With me.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, second thing we'll talk about is your net bottom line, which you can realistically expect to receive when we're at the closing table, signing papers to close.
Mhm.
And then, Mr. Seller, whether it's now or later, at least you've met with the top agent in your area. You will have all the information you need so you can make the best decision you can for yourself and your family. Does that sound fair? And take a beat. You run right into fair enough. That's a run on with you. I want you to take a beat there, then ask, "Is that fair? Does that sound fair to you?"
We should take a pause and then
Yeah,
say, "Does that sound fair?" Okay.
yeah, just take a beat. You have all the information you need so you can make the best decision you can for yourself and your family. Beat. Does that sound fair to you?
Okay.
That is as strong a close can be,
Gotcha.
because the percentage of them saying yes is higher because of how you structured it. Now, there's some of them will say, "Well, I gotta talk to my wife," or, "I'm not ready to do it yet," and that's fine. Those are objections you can handle. And then the good question once they say that about their wife is, "Hey, I really appreciate that. What's your wife's name, if you don't mind me asking?" "Lauren."
Mhm.
"Awesome. Hey, let me ask you, well, how does Lauren feel about the move?" "Well, she's definitely on board. It's her parents." "Okay. So let me ask you, I mean, do you think Lauren would have an issue if you set a tentative appointment with a top agent in your area just to make sure that you're not leaving any money on the table? You think she'd be opposed to that?" The answer usually is no. Say, "Why don't we do this?" Yeah, again, 'cause obviously everything that you guys do is a decision between you both. We can set a tentative appointment, okay? So at least I have you in here in the calendar. Speak to your wife tonight. I can follow up and make sure that the time that we set is good, and that you've already talked to your wife and everything seems to be okay. Sound fair? It's another way,
Nice.
but I like it as a, "Hey, let's just what we can do is set a tentative appointment." Yeah, I like the Aaron thing. "Hey, I got a pencil here with a big eraser. So we'll
Yeah.
set it tentatively, and if we need to change it, we can, but at least I have you in," because the calendar does tend to fill up pretty quickly. It's a busy time right now. It's a good time. And then what we can do is this, is you'll have time tonight to talk to your wife and see if this is really if this is, we can come up with a strategy and a plan, like, really to get this property sold. Is that something that you're prepared to do? And from speaking to you, it sounds like you would. And then again, everybody's on board, and we can have a realistic strategic discussion about how to actually make this happen so you don't worry about this house. It's a distant memory. Sound fair?
Nice. And then after that, pretty much just jump into prequel.
Yes. The next thing is to roll right into your prequel.
And because I know you said that sometimes, like, if you're talking to them and they kind of have to like get off shortly after that, ask the most important questions.
Yes.
Out of the most important questions, what do you think are the most vital ones?
Decision.
Okay.
Yep. So real quick, Mr. Sauer, so it sounds like it's you and your wife on title. Is there anybody else involved you think that would be important to be at our meeting? Maybe another decision maker or somebody else on title?
Mhm.
And then, the other one is I wanna know about the like, real quick, can you very briefly just describe your house to me as far as if you've done any upgrades, maybe to the inside or outside, that you think could affect its value in some way? Yeah, updates. But I would really try to do the full prequel. I really would. You might need to shrink the questions, but I really would try to do the prequel.
Okay. And so, because some of the prequel, because I'm looking at it right now, like some of it's like kind of already answered from the natural call.
Mhm.
Because I think number six is like I understand now time frame for you blank. How soon do you have to be there? Just like we kind of already know at least a little bit about time frame, so I imagine just skip some of that. Just
Yes,
I think we already learned basic call.
correct. Yeah, so but again, structure the way you're gonna lead into this with just, "Hey, just have a few quick questions to ask to make sure that when we do meet tomorrow at 5, I really can be of best service to you." Okay? And they'll be like, "Okay." Usually they just be like, "Okay." And you go right into it. Now I gotta email you, I didn't email you, and I gotta email you. I'll email you the expired, and I'll email you my pre-call script too.
Okay. And
Yeah, I have
you
your
have my
email,
email?
so what's that?
I was asking about the email.
Yeah, I have it. Because when I jump off here, today I haven't even showered yet because I'm late from the gym, but,
Mm.
I'm right into, like, streaming my prospecting in the morning. I stream it, so people hear
Okay.
me literally prospect and set appointments.
Yeah, no, are for your prospecting, how do you get data, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. I use, Redx. So
Okay, yeah,
Redx
because
is a
I have
dialer, so I get the expireds through the dialer.
uh-huh,
I also do probates. I also do my center of influence, past clients. I do
okay.
commercial. Yeah, so I have, like, 6 lead sources.
Yeah, because like, I do have Redx. I don't have the dialer option for Redx, but I also do like outside of like expireds, I do circle prospecting. It's like different lists. Circle prospecting. Like I have like a broad list that's just like random homes like in the area that I live in. But
Mhm.
then I have like different lists like absentee owners or people like who are 65 and up and just hoping that they're downsized or things like that.
Yep.
And I guess your pickup rate, how's your pickup rate? Because I feel like mine's been a little bit low over.
It depends. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, some days you get a good pickup rate, some days it's lousy, and if I notice it's a bad day for pickups, after a half
Uh-huh.
hour, I'll pivot and go to another lead source.
Great. Yeah, because I think that's probably where I'm weak. So I'm freaking dialing on the same list or the same source, but I probably should just pivot after 30 minutes. Or how many contacts do you try to get per day? Because my goal originally is like at least 20, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to get to 20 new contacts at least.
Yeah, 20 is usually where I'd like to be.
Uh-huh.
If I can't get I mean, there's just days I just can't get 20. It's just not possible, and I'm
Uh-huh.
prospecting 3 and 4 hours and, 5 hours, like, not not getting it, but I generally will, just based on the fact that I can pivot to different lead sources.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I remember when I was first cold calling. So my friend Rick was the agent on our team when he
Mhm.
first joined us like almost 2 years ago. He was more of like a wholesaler.
Yeah.
That was like the first time I seen anyone making cold calls. So I would join him. I was kind of helping him in his efforts originally for like wholesaling opportunities. Like if I could line him up a wholesale deal, he was going to give me a referral fee. But if it was more like a retail seller, then
Yep.
I'll give him a referral. But I remember back then we could easily hit like 25, 30 in like 2 hours. But since then,
Sure.
it's definitely been a lot lower. But
Yeah.
either way, I think at minimum I should be with like 20 if I'm calling long enough and just switching the resources after 30 minutes and we'll pick up rates in there.
Yep. Yeah, that's the best thing I can say to you is just pivot if you can pivot to a different lead source, and, yeah, if
Yeah,
you're not getting a good pickup rate, just
gotcha.
yep.
Well, hey man, I really appreciate it. And I know tomorrow and Friday you have like, other stuff going on, right?
I so tomorrow I think I do. Friday might be open. I'm not sure. I will text you if I can. It would probably be earlier in the morning or later at night, but I'll let you know if I either day. And
Awesome,
then
man.
you just let me know what you wanna work on, and I'll work on it with you, brother.
I appreciate that. If you can get those scripts over to me to my email, I
Yeah,
appreciate that,
I'm
bro.
gonna do that literally right now. I have them saved. I just gotta, like, send them over. That's all.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Daniel.
My pleasure, brother. I'll talk to you later today or tomorrow.
Great, cool. Thanks.
Take care. Cool. So, real quick, guys, that was yeah, great question, Dave. I was gonna respond to you, but I was in the middle of the role play. Um, when they say we're gonna be interviewing different agents, um, I generally like to know who. So I'll say, "Yeah," and I appreciate that, just so I know who I'm gonna be going up against with, or so I can bring their stats with me too. Would you mind sharing with me who I'm gonna be going up against? Great question to ask. I gotta be honest, sometimes I don't even care. I feel very confident when I go into these appointments that I'm gonna get the listing either way, so it doesn't matter to me who I'm going against, but I do know that there are agents um, that wanna know, so that was a great question that they asked that on Instagram. I know this person, Dave, he's a big time agent. So when he asked me the question, "Are you going to be interviewing different agents for the job of selling your home?" And I immediately am like, "Yep." the follow-up question to that would be a good one would be, "Well, if you don't mind me asking, so I can bring their stats along with me, who are you interviewing?" So, now the caution with that, guys, is if you're a newer agent and you're going up against a really like someone like me, like if you're going up against a seasoned agent like me, you're gonna bring my stats, that's gonna be a problem if you're newer. So, you gotta be careful with that. I never got into the habit of doing it, so a lot of times I don't ask, I don't care. I just go in there and I know, like, I'm gonna be getting a signature because I feel like I'm the best for the job, do it. So, just wanted to let you know that, and, so he just so you know, this person that I'm, training as far as, role play, his role play is on Monday. From Monday to today, this was night and day for him, and I'm really proud of him because he's taking what I'm sharing with him and he's implementing it. So, he asked great questions, his tonality was great, and, I just was really proud of him because he's making progress. So, that's what these are all about, guys. These role plays are for agents that are looking to really just increase. You can be a seasoned agent banging out 20, 30, $40 million a year, and role plays will help you too. I'll help you with that too. These because there's just certain nuances and ways to ask specific questions that when you ask them, you're gonna elicit positive response. So, I hope this was really helpful for you guys. I'm really proud of this gentleman for, progress he's making, and, just some little things for me to mold for him, so when he goes on the appointments, he's getting listing signed. That's the goal here, and I will help you do that, so if you like these role plays, drop a comment, let me know what you think, if it helps, if it's helpful. Like and subscribe to the channel because I do these almost every day. Some days, there's not partners, so I don't role play with them. But when I do, when there is a partner, I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna do it live. You'll be able to hear me coaching them live with regards to what they're doing really, really well, and then what we can work on. Some of the things that I can kind of mold and help you out with. So this guy's on his way. He's going to be listing property in high volume very, very soon. 'Cause he's listening. He takes what I says, doesn't ask why, and then just goes with it. So that's what we do here. If you really like these role plays, like and subscribe to the channel, and drop in the comments what you think about what we did as far as coaching him, how I was coaching him through. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna be on to Prospect in probably, I don't know, half hour, and I'm only gonna be prospecting today for about 45 minutes. I have a coffee meet with a bunch of different agents, and it's a networking event, so I don't wanna miss it. So I'll probably be on later on to prospect, but this is prospecting too. So thanks, y'all.